where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for supporting our channel by watching and listening.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Desde Brooklyn hasta el sol del Medio Oriente, José Flores con fuego en la mente. Raised in the Bronx where dreams don't sleep, donde el hambre te enseña a resistir. Section 8 life, no handouts, no cheat. He built his power from the pain on the street.
Cada golpe, cada lágrima caída fue el fuego que encendió su vida. Ahora camina con propósito y gozo. José Flores, hear the noise. De la calle al combate, turn his trials into faith. Con disciplina y con fe, now he rises every day. From the black to the world sin temor.
You ever need a haircut?
So that these kids can learn how to play instruments,
or want to, not just learn, but want to. But I think that there's a major shift.
Iraq to Korea, he led from the front. Now he lifts others, never just stunts. Hoy es mentor, líder, amigo.
Hey, welcome to the Motivated Mindset. I'm your host, Jose Flores, proud Latino, born in New York City, straight out of the Bronx, raised in Brooklyn. How you doing? Hey, glad to be here. That New York City flavor, that hustle, that grit, it shaped me, it built me, and still drives everything I do. Look, and real quick, I hope some of us are finally thawing out from all this snow we've been getting. I tell you, it's been crazy, all the snow we've been getting up in here. Whether you're listening from a warm spot or still digging out your car, like in New York City, I'm glad that you're here with me today. I'm a combat veteran who served 30 years in the United States Army. And right here, before we get rolling, I want to send a powerful salute to all my veterans, service members, and first responders. Listen, gracias for your support. Mucho respeto, you already know. Yay. All righty now. Now, in this new chapter of my life, I wear many hats other than the school one that you see right there. Okay, now, check this out. I'm a motivated speaker, a certified personal trainer, a certified mediator, and yes, an end-of-life death doula. Look, what is it about? The truth is behind all those titles, right? What does that look like? What does that really mean? I do what I do because I'm called to serve, right? That's our job. The military taught me that, even when I'm out of the uniform, because I know what struggle feels like. We've all been there. You know what I'm saying? If you saw my intro growing up in New York, because I know what it means to fight for a purpose and to help others find their mission every day. And it's simple. It's to inspire, to uplift, to challenge, because we all need to be challenged once in a while. To be a reminder that no matter where you start, you can redefine your life with corazón, heart, discipline, faith, and relentless drive. That's why this podcast exists, The Motivated Mindset. This is where we talk about resilience. We talk about culture, optimism, discipline, and the courage it takes to keep pushing even when life swings hard. You get up, brush it off, and you take it, you keep going, because we keep it real here. NYC real. Straight talk, Bronx humor, zero sugarcoating, unless you're on a diet or something. But anyway, you're going to laugh, you're going to reflect, you're going to get fired up, even shed a tear. But I promise you one thing, right? What's that? How you doing? You've been working out? Check this out. You're going to leave here stronger than when you press play, because this isn't just motivation, mi gente. That's not what it's about. This is about transformation, right? This is about where you want to be in your life. Now, let's talk about today's guest. How you doing? All right. Family, get ready, because today's guest is not here to motivate you. She's here to activate you. How you doing? Thank you very much. Carla Bell is an activation leader and a powerhouse of purpose. She helps high-performance women silence fear, grow in clarity, and say yes to their next level without waiting for permission. With over 16 years of leadership experience in the federal government, Carla knows what it means to lead under pressure and make real decisions when the stakes are high, mi gente. But you know what? She makes it work so powerful, because in this she focuses on the moment most people avoid, the space between knowing what to do and actually doing it, haciéndolo. Carla doesn't trade in hype. She brings direct truth, practical tools, real accountability to help women break cycles of hesitation, procrastination, and self-doubt, and move forward with confidence and follow through. She's also the founder of Say Yes Conference, a transformational experience designed to move women from hesitation to action and activate the next chapter of their vida, their lives. Because as Carla says, nothing changes until you move. Family, help me welcome the activation leader herself, Carla Bell. Let's take a pause. Before we do that, one last thing before we bring her on. If you like what you see, if you vibe what you hear con tus oídos, right? This is what I ask you. Hey, if this conversation inspires you, right? Then what I would ask is support the channel. You know, if you appreciate the interviews, the energy, the message, all I ask is support the YouTube channel that we have. Let me see. I think I got a thing right here, and I'll bring it back up. You know, scan, hit subscribe, share this with somebody who could use a little motivation. Yay. You know what I'm saying? Because your support helps to keep bringing powerful guests, you know, and I'll bring it back up again. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, let's get ready to bring our guest on.
The interview of the week is brought to you by Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Carla, welcome. What's up?
What's up, Jose? How are you?
Oh my goodness. I want to say gracias for coming on the podcast and bringing your energy, your motivation.
Thank you so much for having me. How are you today?
I'm doing good. Hey, it's like 60 degrees, which is like 90 for us here where I'm at. It's nice and warm, you know, compared to what we've been having. How about where you're at? How is it? How is it over there?
So I am currently in Miami, Florida right now. I'm here for a conference, and it is actually beautiful. It's a little humid. I forgot how hot it is in Florida. Now that I currently live in the DMV area, I think I started to drink a little bit of the water there, and I got here and I'm like, it's so hot, and everybody's like, it's so cold. So, you know.
All right. Well, you
I'm
know,
here.
you're Miami. Did you have a Cuban sandwich yet?
I have not. I have been super busy with this event that I'm attending. So no, I have not had time to get a Cuban sandwich yet.
Well, let's let our audience know who you are, where you're from.
So I am Carla Bell. Thank you so much, first of all, for having me. I'm Carla Bell. I'm originally from a small town in Hopkins, South Carolina, right outside of Columbia. I was born and raised there. I am one of 13 siblings. I have 7 sisters and 5 brothers, and many people ask that question, are they from the same parents? Yes, we are. We are all from the same mother and father. Yes, my mother had 13 children. I am the 4th child, and being rooted in a very large family taught me a lot of different things. I lost my father when I was in 10th grade to a massive heart attack. And then a few years later, I lost my mom to liver cancer. And so those experiences helped mold who I am today. It taught me resilience. It taught me community. It taught me family bond. It taught me so many things. And I continued my matriculation to my education at Bethune-Cookman College. It's an HBCU, Historically Black College and University in Daytona Beach, Florida.
Ooh.
And that's where I was able to carry out my legacy in leadership. I was a part of all of the events. I was a part of all of the clubs, SGA, Student Government Association, Women's Senate. I was in the concert chorale. I love to sing. I still love to sing. But I had a great experience in college. And I think my experiences in college also helped mold who I am today.
That's amazing. I mean, that is, so in college, is that, well, before we talk about college, growing up, you know, when did you start seeing yourself as a leader, you know, or did you have a model, a mentor, anything like that? How did that come about?
I think that I've always been a very outgoing personality. I am the 4th child, so that means I'm one of the older siblings. And so naturally, you will carry the leadership role of making sure you assist and help rear your younger siblings. And your younger siblings tend to look up to older siblings. So I considered myself to be one of the older siblings. I would say out of my siblings, one of my mentors is my oldest brother, Corey. I've always looked up to him, how resilient he is. When my mother passed away and my father had already been gone, my brother took all of my younger brothers and sisters in, including myself. I was actually in college during the time, and my brother moved us all from South Carolina to Texas to take care of us. And he had just graduated himself from getting his master's, just gotten married, just started his life, and he took all of his siblings in. And so as a result of that, we were able to keep our family together. We were able to build a closer bond because we had to support each other, and so we had to grow up together and help each other out. So.
Okay. We have somebody is saying, "Hey, Carla."
Hey, Monique, that's my line sister. That's my girl. That's a part of the Kit Kat crew. What's up, Mo? Yes.
Okay. And we have a question that came in already. It says, Selves, what keeps them stuck? I guess I said, what's the difference between motivation and activation? And why is motivation alone not enough?
Oh, that is a really good question. I bet I know who that comes from. I would say the difference between motivation and activation. When I think about that, motivation is emotional. It's temporary. It feels good, it spikes, but when you activate, it's behavioral. It's discipline, it makes you move. And so when someone says, I'm inspired, that's motivation. But when you say, I'm submitting an application, that is activation. When you say, I have a vision, I want to do something, I want to start my conference, that was motivation for me. Activation was, well, let me go put a contract down on a location and solidify a date. That is activation.
Wow.
When I think of motivation, I think of that was powerful. Activation is I made the phone call. Sometimes I think when you think of motivation, of course, it's emotional. It changes the mood. Activation changes your life. So.
Wow, that is powerful. Yeah. Oh, well, let me see. And somebody said, well, hey, Carla, yes, activation versus motivation.
Yes. And so, when I think of activation, I had to do this for myself. So I did share a little bit earlier. I don't know if I shared it earlier. You mentioned it earlier that I created the Say Yes movement, the Say Yes conference. It started as just a vision, an idea in my head, a concept. And I just shared my vision with a few people. I got tired of myself. I had to do it for myself because I got tired of myself hesitating. I got tired of always procrastinating, starting something, never finishing, moving from one project to another project. And I said, I need to do something for myself. And I know I am not the only woman that does that. And so I had to create this movement for myself and bring other women of like minds who are doing the darn thing and say, we can do this together and create a community. And start activating. And I started moving. And I'm super proud of myself. But I did it with help. My friends helped me. My family helped me. My mentors helped me. But it pushed me and made me, activation gives you exposure. So it forces you to move. So.
Well, you just mentioned, how important is having a supportive group of people around you? How important is that?
Oh my God. It is so important. I think for me, and this is going back to my childhood, being one of 13 siblings, my mom was my number one fan. And she always showed up for every event I was a part of, whether it's, me doing something, singing somewhere, me participating in some type of play or whatever it was. She always supported me. And I've always had stage fright, and I still do to this day. But I could always look out in that audience and see my siblings and my mom sitting there. And if I saw my mom shake her head like, yes, baby, I see you. It gave me that extra push, that extra motivation that, I'm doing it. And so today, I find that in my family. I find that in my friends. I had a conversation with one of my sorority sisters that work with me. Her name is Nisi. I don't know if Nisi's on, but I was sharing with her, some of the challenges that I was having with putting on this conference and how I was feeling very chaotic and I was feeling overwhelmed. And she said, "What do you need from me?" I said, "If you can just send me just some words of encouragement throughout the day or each day, that will give me that extra push. And, those are the things you need, just someone just to have your back and just let you know or remind you that you can do it." And so I'm here I'm here with the help of my friends and my family.
And you got another one here. Graham says, "Hello, sis." Graham Hamill 79. And we have a question from Curly Hair Crisis. And she said, why is it called the Say Yes movement?
Oh, that's a good question. Thank you, Christy. Christy is my best friend since the 7th grade. I would say the Yes movement is created for, why would I say it is called the Yes movement? Is that what she said?
Yes, yeah. She said, why is it called the Say Yes movement? Yeah.
Oh, so yes, it's a Say Yes conference, but it's a movement because I'm creating something for the masses. I'm creating this for women of like minds or women who are ready to move. And so when you create something that a lot of women or a lot of people are a part of, it's a movement. You're pushing a narrative, a brand, and it provides an opportunity for women to be motivated, to have the zeal and the desire to activate in whatever they desire to move into.
Cool beans. And it says, because I'm putting it out there, somebody says, "We are truly proud of you."
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
And Gregory White, and he says, let me see, I just got him right here. We go. He says, "I get it. Motivation is mental, activation is actual."
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that. I 100% agree with you.
Yes.
And, it's 100% all about emotions when you think about motivation. And, actually doing. Activating is actually doing something, putting the pen to the paper.
Yes.
And not just talking about it. You can't talk about it. You have to just be about it. You got to show up and, just do it, create that momentum. And that's exactly what I'm doing. So super excited about that.
Oh, yeah. We have another fan that says, "Hello, it's Tamika from Orlando, Florida."
Hey, Miki. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you so much for your support.
You have so much support, and I can feel the love. I'm seeing a lot of hearts out here.
I'm super excited because I was super nervous. So I sent a little message out like, y'all need to come on here and give me some motivation. So I'm feeling better now.
You're doing great. You're doing great. When you talk about motivation, I always say, like, when I work out with somebody, motivation gets you to the door, but being consistent is what keep you going, and discipline and so on. And with the activation, that is so true. What we're gonna do real quick is we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, I want to talk about how is working in the federal government gave you some more leadership skill. How has your leadership been shaped by that? Now you're leading with what you do right now. So we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and then we'll be right back.
Okay.
It's the guts and it's the glory. 100 stripes, 100 stories. It's the Pledge of Allegiance on the 4th of July. It's them handwritten letters from home. It's them sleepless nights alone. It's his newborn baby he left with his wife. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's a line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes, hey. From the fields of Indiana family he's got. His purple heartbeat won't stop. And his 18th birthday was the day he was born. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, hear the light. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, stand on the front line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, pay the ultimate price. He was the man of the house when he was born. His family is proud but torn. But if you knew him, you would understand. He was raised on how to be brave, just to see the flag still wave. And then he came home with only one hand. 'Cause Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, hear the light. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, stay on these front lines. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, he'll pay the ultimate price. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down his life. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. March in line, march in line. Hey. Hey.
All right, all right, all right. Okay, all right. So we got a couple of questions. Let's see if there any more new comments. And somebody said, "Say yes, say yes." So that's pretty cool. People are chiming in, and I got a couple. One of the questions before we go to that one about about leadership. People want to know, like, what does it feel like? What does your day look like? What does a average day look like for you? Everyday life. If somebody were to ask, like, what makes it enjoyable?
So today, what my day in life looks like now is my typical day is full. I work a traditional 9 to 5 in the federal government. I work as a senior leader. In my position, I handle a team of research, data, and policy analysts, and we work heavily with Congress and the White House. We work with toxic exposure, environmental hazards. I know it's a lot of stuff that goes over a lot of people's heads, but I have to manage a lot of high-level responsibilities and deliverables. And so when my day ends, my second shift begins. I am now pouring myself into my personal business. I'm executing conference plans, reviewing contracts. I'm coordinating with my speakers. I'm coordinating with my team. I am refining my marketing strategy. I am my own content creator. I'm trying to meet deadlines. And in between that, I'm also very present in my community. I'm very active in my sorority. I'm a part of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. To all my stores on this call. I also show up for my family. Family is a big deal for me. I love my siblings. I love my aunties. I love my uncles. I love my cousins. And I also have to make time for my friends. So, friendships are very, very important to me because you can't necessarily choose your family, but you can choose your friends.
Yes.
And so I have to make time to put time in for my friends. And then some of my evenings is filled with meetings. And then some of my evenings are events. And many of my weekends involve traveling. So my calendar is full and it can be demanding. And I don't sleep very much or very well. I try to get in, but I am a night owl by far. I've always been, and I hate getting up in the morning. So I do have to, and so I have to stay disciplined, so that I can be able to stay abreast on what's going on. So, and I've enjoyed with, when you ask the question, what makes it enjoyable? I've enjoyed watching this idea move from a concept to execution. I enjoy the duality of working in an institution and then also building a movement at night. So I'm busy.
Yes.
It's purposeful for me. So
that is simply amazing what you do. Man, you sound like the Army. We do more before 9 o'clock than most people do all day. It's so heavy. No, but that is beautiful. That is like, wow. And one of the questions I asked, how is working for the federal government help you in the leadership to be what you do now? Has that helped shape you? Work for all the stuff you just said is amazing.
Yeah, working for the federal government has been, when I first started with the federal government, I actually got this job by happenstance. I was, when I first graduated from college, I started working for Enterprise Rent-A-Car. And I actually liked Enterprise Rent-A-Car because it taught me about management. You started as an MA, which is a management analyst, and it kind of goes over like how to become a leader. And I did that position for about 1.5 years, maybe 2 years. And one of the things I did not like about that position when I realized it wasn't for me necessarily is because I wore heels every day. I'm a girly girl all day long. And having to go outside in heels, 4 and 5-inch heels, and washing somebody's car or going outside when it's raining to walk around the vehicle was not my ministry, I realized.
Yeah.
And one of my really good friends, one of my best friends, she ended up leaving Enterprise and going to the bank. And I remember her recruiting me to move over to the banking industry. So I moved over to the banking industry. I worked for Wachovia Bank as I forgot what I did, an account analyst, financial analyst. So I had to get my Series 6, 63 and health annuities. Insurance. And I like that because it was like banker's hours. I got the federal holidays. I didn't work on the weekends, all of those things. And so a few years of me being a part of Wachovia, Wachovia got bought out by, now we call Wells Fargo. And so I ended up getting laid off. So I decided to go back to school to pursue my master's. And in me pursuing my master's, there was a job fair. The federal government was one of the vendors there. So I put an application in, didn't hear anything for, I would say 6 months. And then one day I got a phone call and said, "Are you still interested?" And I said, "Absolutely." And that's how I ended up becoming a part of the federal government. So I worked my way up from the bottom all the way up to where I am today. I've been promoted about 6 or 7 times. And I've been in leadership roles, and now I help support a team. And I would say in that position, and one of the leadership lessons that I've learned is emotional discipline. I remember when I first started with the federal government, God has this way of doing certain things to help you get to where He wants you to be. When you don't realize the direction that you're supposed to be going. And I know back then, sometimes my mouth I'm still working on this mouth. But my mouth was definitely really quick and very sharp. And I got into an altercation with another employee. And as a result of me getting into this altercation, I ended up being let go. But I felt like it was unfair. And I remember having a conversation with my oldest brother about me being let go. And so I put in I fought it. Let's just say I fought it. I had to go before a board. There were some legal legalities going on. And ultimately I was able to come back to the federal government. And years later, in that position, I believe that God was preparing me for what He had for me to do today. As a result of me being in that position, years later, that same young lady that I got into altercation with. We became really good work partners. I ended up managing her. And before I got into that position, I called her into my office and said, hey, I just got promoted. You have been listed as being a part of my team. Is that going to be an issue? Or should I request that you be moved? And she said, she has let bygones be bygones, and she would do her best to do her job. And I will say she was by far one of my best employees. And so I say that to say that one of the lessons that I learned in leadership is emotional discipline. You have to be disciplined emotionally. That is a non-negotiable. Yeah. You can be brilliant. You can bring so many things to the table, but if you do not practice restraint, that could hurt you long term. Sometimes leadership requires you to pause. You have to listen. There's strategic timing. You have to be, quick to listen and slow to respond.
Wow, that is amazing. But you're right. When we talk about emotional intelligence, having that ability to step back and it's always about the mission first, not the person. Absolutely. It's not about you. It's about the mission.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me see. We got a question here. Let me see what the question is. Somebody, Nishi is in the building. Such a beautiful journey, Carla. You are remarkable and going to bless a lot of people with your depth and life experience.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
And I got a question. It says, what scares you the most or grows you the most?
What scares me the most? What scares me the most? I would say the thing that scares me the most is failure, right? Being in a position where you do something or you put your heart and your soul in something and it fails, it flops. But I have to change that mindset and say, failure may not necessarily be a bad thing. It just allows you to go back and restructure, look at some revamp, and then start again. So basically, you fall down, you just have to pick yourself back up. You have to be open to constructive criticism, to constructive up levels, and then just start again. I do believe that, we're not necessarily, we don't fear necessarily failing, we fear being seen, because when you fail, you are being seen. There's exposure there. And so I think that is the breaking point when it talks about failure. And what was the other question? What was the second part of that question?
It was just said, but grows you the most.
Oh, I think failure grows you the most.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I think failure grows you the most. Absolutely.
And we have let me see if this is we have another question here. It says, what was the one yes in your life that changed everything? And what fear did you have to silence to say it? That was a question from someone on LinkedIn.
Oh, that's a good question. What was the one yes in my life that changed everything? That's a really good question. I have to think about that. There's so many yeses that has changed my life. The one yes I would definitely have to say was just recently me just deciding to put the pen to action, taking this idea out of my head and finally saying yes to myself. I've always wanted to do a conference. I've always wanted to create a movement with women. I do a really good job. I would call one of my superpowers is the ability to network and the ability to build relationships. My best friends always say that I pick randoms. I don't pick randoms. I just have a natural knack to build relationships, and it's very genuine. I think everybody needs to feel seen. And so with me having some of the things that I feel like I have flawed in, I know that I am not a natural leader and that I have the ability to build networks and connections. And so me being able to build this network and these connections, it will be a movement that I'm looking forward to, that will continue to move as years progress. So I finally said yes to myself by creating this movement of saying yes, this conference, and being able to talk about it and being able to tell people about the vision and people buying into it. And so I think that's what's changing my life.
Yeah,
So
that is amazing. What would you tell, a woman right now that's going through, how can I say, hesitation? What would be one mindset shift, I guess you can tell someone who's going through something right now that's not moving, that wants to do it, but not, what would be one thing?
that you just have to start. You
Hmm.
just have to start. You have to put the
Yes.
pen to paper. You have to do it scared. You have to do it
Hmm.
chaotic. You have to do it disorganized, disheveled. You got to do it happy. You got to do it sad. You just have to do it. And when I realized I had to shift that mindset to just start, things
Hmm.
just started to fall in place. And so, me having this conference is not just for women, it's for me. It's to
Mm.
prove that I actually moved and executed on something that I had in my head, and then I'm actually putting pen to action. So
Yes, absolutely. Matter of fact, do you want me to bring up the slide so we can talk about what you got coming up?
absolutely.
Yeah, all
Thank
right.
you.
All you. All right.
So, if you see here on this flyer, this is the Say Yes conference. It is coming up in 2 weeks, y'all.
Mhm.
Just 2 weeks. Can you believe it? Last year, this was just a concept. This was just an idea. This was just a vision. And this is actually happening now. So, March the 14th, registration opens at 8 o'clock in the morning and the event starts at 9 o'clock. It's going to be a 1 day empowerment event. So, if you are a woman who is an entrepreneur, a career woman, a professional woman, a woman in transition, and you want to be a part of a movement, you have some things that you're working on, you are silencing your fears, you want to ditch procrastination, and you're looking for a family, a community, come on out. Come on out and be inspired, be motivated. It's going to be a high energy event. I have a DJ, we have entertainment, we have speakers, we have interactive activities for you to be empowered to move to your next level. So, my theme is the power of one yes. The power of one yes. Once you say yes to yourself one time, it can change the trajectory of your life. I have 5 incredible speakers. Um, I've met them throughout my personal journey of communities that I'm a part of. And so I'm super excited that they are going to be a part of this movement. I'm also looking for vendors. I know you have that slide as well.
Yes, ma'am.
If you are still looking to vend and want to be a part of our marketplace, please by all means send your information over to me. I would love to send your information back to you on how to become a vendor. That is on my website. If you see it at the bottom of your screen at www.carlabellinspires.com, I would be happy for you to be a part of this movement.
And I just put it in the comments, ladies and gentlemen. So please reach out, and that's the best way for people to reach out if they want to get involved or be a vendor.
Thank you so much. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And we have one other slide. And what are these? If this is we got your inspire and your say yes also on here.
So that what you see on the screen are my Instagram pages. So the Say Yes Con is the Say Yes Conference page, and that is the page where everything that's dealing with the conference will be posted there. All the things that I'm doing beforehand. Y'all, I didn't even have social proof. I started that page about 2 months ago. And all I did was talk about it. I told my friends and family to follow it. And so this was a moment for me too to show other women that you can do it. You just have to start. You just have to start. And so I'm super excited for where I am today. And I'm still growing. I'm looking forward to expanding to different cities. I'm looking forward to it becoming a multi-day event. And so Carla Bell Inspires is my personal Instagram page. So you'll see everything from my personal life to my family life to my sorority, some business, some of everything. It's all about Carla inspiring others to say yes to themselves. So
Unbelievable. So what kind of legacy do you want your work to leave behind? Everything that you're doing right now.
What kind of, say that one more time?
Legacy. What kind of legacy you want to leave behind? What does that look like to you?
I want my legacy the legacy that I want to be left behind is that people feel inspired to move, that people feel inspired to activate, that I'm able to inspire them to say, I'm tired of, being in this position. Now I'm ready to move. I see one of my friends asked a question earlier about how often, what is it? What does it say? I'm wondering if you can talk about a bit about how as oftentimes as women are, I'm sorry, I can't really understand the question.
Yeah, can't see. Can I ask a question again?
Yeah, I think Jasmine asked that question to expound on that. But the legacy I want to leave is just for everyone to activate. To don't feel like them making a mistake is the end all be all. That we make mistakes all day. We're not perfect. We're not perfect. And sometimes we disguise that fear as perfection. And so it's very important for you to just be okay with making a mistake and still moving.
Absolutely. And we have a question. I think you know this person. Say, hi, Carla. This is Yvette. If you could say something to your younger self, what would it be?
Girl, you got this.
Yeah.
If I can say something to my younger self is you got this. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm proud of you. You have, inspired so many people. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Those are great words. I ask myself that all the time. I would just say, hey, keep doing what you're doing. It gets better. Nothing lasts forever, right?
Yes.
And one of the things I know a lot of people go through is, for example, what does confidence look like in action? Not just words, but sometimes some of us feel what you call that imposter syndrome. We feel we're not worthy, So what would you tell somebody out there that feels like that?
So confidence. Confidence and courage, those are two different things that I talked about. It takes courage for you to be able to move forward. The confidence actually comes later. You just have to just move. You just have to start. And that's the same thing that I talk to myself about and that my friends talk about. It takes courage to be able to step out and invest your own dollars. It takes courage to step out and ask people to sponsor. It takes courage for you to step out and ask for help and ask for assistance. So as you continue to move forward and you get all those no's and you do it over and over and over again, the confidence will come. The confidence comes after you take the courage and you move.
And I know a lot of people, fear is something that paralyzes people too. They go hand in hand, and, when you coach people, how do you coach them through that fear?
I think people fear because they don't feel qualified. They don't always feel qualified. But feeling qualified and being qualified are not the same, I think that most women are already overqualified for rooms that they hesitate to move in. They're just fearful or they're just in their head. And so I just say you have to start moving before you feel ready. Speak before you are, feel perfectly polished. Submit your application, submit your proposals. Move before you feel completely certain. And sometimes I think that you have to be bold in the preparedness while you're preparing. You can't shrink your vision to make other people feel comfortable.
Absolutely.
And so I just feel you just have to just move.
Okay. We have another question that says, we are pulled in so many different directions as women, with people always wanting something out of us. The best answer can be to free ourselves, to say no. How do you know when it's right to say yes?
Ooh, that's a good question. So, you have to say yes to yourself. I think a lot of times we are always saying yes to other people, but I'm learning that if I'm constantly saying yes to other people, but I'm saying no to myself, I'm eventually going to tire out and I'm going to go down. And when the ship goes down, that you are the ship. When the ship goes down, everything else inside of that ship goes with it. And so if you're not out there making sure that you're taking care of yourself so that you can be available for other people, then you're not going to be able to go too far. And so it is okay to be able to say yes to yourself and sometimes learn to say no. So I think when it's okay to say no to someone else is when you're not saying yes to yourself. And so with the Yes Conference, I am pushing the agenda of saying yes to yourself first so that you can be available to say yes to other people and other things.
Yes. And I think you may have answered part of this question. What do you want women to walk away from your Say Yes conference?
Oh, simple. I want women to walk away feeling activated, activated to move, whether you are a woman that's in transition and you're ready to do something else differently outside of what you currently are doing, that you're ready to be inspired to move out of a relationship that you've been dealing with. You are ready to move in your entrepreneurship ventures. You've been afraid to do something, to be a content creator. I know I have a friend who has an amazing business, but she hates building her business through social media. And that's where she's learning that she gets most of her sales and most of her viewers. So just pushing yourself to move outside of your comfort zone and activate. And so that's what I would like for people to get out of the Say Yes conference.
Absolutely. We have another question, and it says, what failure have you learned from Curly Hair Crisis?
What failures have I learned from? The failures that I've learned is that I don't have to be perfect to start. I've always been someone to say, oh, I got to, write down the plan. I have to write down the strategies, and I'll start today. And then I don't start because I'm afraid that I'm going to fail. And so for me is, being able to move forward without having the plan, being able to start without having a full plan and a full vision.
Absolutely. And because we're all human, for you, how do you personally reset when sometimes if fear creeps in back to you, that doubt? How does Carla does it?
So my reset goes to me venting to my friends. I'll pick up the phone and call and talk about it and say, this is what I'm feeling right now. And this is where I am right now. And so because I have a great community of friends that really, really support all of the ventures and all of the things that I'm trying, I think that's where my reset is. And sometimes I do it within. I have to sometimes do self-talk. I have to talk to myself and say, what do you want to accomplish today? What do you want to do today? What are some of the things you want to get done today? So sometimes me just sitting within myself is also one of the things that how I move as well.
Okay. Trying to see if that one question, I don't know, I want to make sure we get to all the questions somebody asked. Let's see. We answer that one. Here we go. I think this is, it says, some women don't have a circle of friends pushing them to greatness. How did you create that circle or support from your friends?
So for me, I have a big personality, right? And I'm never afraid to ask for help. And I think there are some women who don't have a big circle of friends that are, like, as you say, pushing them to greatness. How I created that was I just asked for help. You cannot do this world alone. You have to talk about what you're trying to do, and you have to be reciprocal. I think sometimes we're in situations where someone is always taking, but you have to do both. You have to be able to take and give. And so if you are in that position where you are always asking for help, but you're not always giving help, that also can be a detriment to you creating a circle of friends. And so for me, I'm one to support my friends and my family. And I think in return, they want to support me as well in my venture. And that's how I've been able to create my circle of friends through reciprocation.
Got it. No, that's powerful. And somebody says, she doesn't know a stranger.
I will talk to the curtains if you let me. I will talk to the curtains if you let me. And so I also let bygones be bygones. Today, I'm actually at an event today, and there was someone had done me wrong years ago. And I saw the young lady today, and I saw her and I gave her a hug. And one of my friends said, "Why did you speak to her? You remember that she did this to you, did that to you?" I let bygones be bygones, because guess what? I'm being blessed. And so if she's forgotten or she's moved past it, so have I. I'm not holding a grudge, because at the end of the day, I have to answer to my Lord and Savior,
Yes,
Jesus
amen.
Christ.
Amen.
So
Amen. And now, Carla, as we get ready to close out, anything that we haven't covered or anything you want to put out to the audience?
absolutely. I just want y'all to go ahead and purchase your tickets. And if you want to be in the DMV area, come on out and support me in this movement. The Say Yes Conference is happening March the 14th in 2 weeks, y'all. 2 weeks. And if you know anybody that's looking to sponsor part of the event, please let me know. If you are looking to vend, please go to the website. And if you just want to just come out and support the event, just go ahead and purchase your ticket and come on out.
Amen. And I see somebody just said, I thought I knew Carla so well. However, I've learned so much about her here today. I'm so happy. You're my favorite. You are my favorite 2-0. Keep activating your intentions.
Thank you. I'm still growing. I'm still learning. And that's what I want people to know, is that you don't have to be perfect. I don't want to come off as being perfect, because Lord Jesus knows I'm not. I am still making mistakes every single day. But I'm always trying to be the best version of myself, right? And if I do something to wrong someone, I always want to correct that. So
no, thank you. No, that's what you put out has been awesome and thoughtful. And everybody, I put the website in the chat. The website is underneath. Please reach out, support. We got to support each other here. And the golden nuggets that you dropped today has been, as I would say, stupendous. And let me see. So somebody is saying, so proud of you, Carla Bell. And you got to know, it says, are you always authentic?
thank you. Thank you.
And that shows the love in the people that you've surrounded yourself with, your tribe, as we call it. And I know I want to say thank you for coming on the podcast, and we will be supporting you, sending the stuff out. And we haven't got any new ones, but somebody said, yes, sister.
That's my sister. That is my real sister. That is my
okay.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. My family will show up, honey. You hear me? They will show up and show out. So
yes. No, you got a lot of support, and that's awesome. But I know from me and Yvette, we want to say thank you for coming on here, and we're going to support, put this stuff out. We're going to advertise, push to get most people out there to your conference. And that's March 14, right?
March the 14th, Saturday. Yes.
And I'm going to put it back up there so everybody can see right there, Women's Conference. Let's support. Let's get out there and make sure that we do the right thing and support and spread, share the news, let everybody know. You got the website. And if you want it, you also got this information. Make sure you scan it and stay relevant. Make sure that we support each other. And before we leave, what I want to talk about is that tomorrow is the 1st of March. It's the Women's History Month. And the theme for this year is Leading the Change, Women Shaping a Sustainable Future. And Carla, you're doing that already. You are doing it. It's stupendous. March 14, right? And we're shining a light on powerful women in March who lead, heal, build, and break barriers. And we'll be bringing you incredible guests, women of faith, leadership, resilience, and purpose, who are out there doing the work and creating impact. And to kick all this off, we're starting with my good friend, the amazing, let me make sure I bring this up. Here we go. Tammy Hill Thomas, known as Tammy, a global empowerment speaker, federal trainer, 2-time best-selling author, and host of Power Up Podcast. She's award-winning facilitator with an electrifying presence and a heart for people, recognized as one of the most influential voices in empowerment and leadership today. Tammy has spoken at major stages across the country and around the world, and works alongside law enforcement as a certified chaplain, responding to crisis, and respected mentor and team coach who helps leaders rise with clarity and confidence. So make sure you check us out next week, for this amazing, interview. And Carla, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here. And we're going to support you. We're going to throw everything out there to make sure we get max participation.
Thank you so much.
Yes, and make sure we got somebody just says hello. So you're getting people just coming out and say hello. And let me see, somebody say, if you don't have your tickets yet, say yes now. That's right. Say yes. Let's get it moving, people. Let's get it moving.
Thank you so
much. Yes. We have another one. Yep. Say yes, so we're getting all the support, and we're gonna fill that to the brim. We're gonna get as many people to attend that conference that need to be there.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
And ladies and gentlemen, I want to say good night. Thank you. Again, I know I told you I would put this back up. If you like what you see, hey, support us. That's how we support. We bring great content. And I just want to say good night to everybody. Have a great weekend. I would say stay warm, Carla, but you're already there. and make sure you check out a Cuban sandwich. They're pretty good down in Miami.
I definitely will. Just for you, Jose. Just for you.
Thank you, Carla. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Carla, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much and have a blessed weekend. Gracias. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Life is like a duck. Tough times don't last, but tough people do. Here at Military Broadcast Radio, we're teaming up with our friends at Die Tired, the veteran-friendly music band spreading strength, resilience, and mental health awareness one shirt at a time.
And check this out. Their brand new shirts feature broadcast beaker right on the breast pocket. A reminder that you can weather the storm and you're never alone.
Shirts are only $25 and proceeds support giving veterans a voice. MBR's mission to teach veterans how to podcast and videocast. Because when our vets are talking, they're not overthinking. They're not second-guessing. Together, we stop the 22 stigma. Grab your shirt today at mbradio.us and hit the shop. Or go directly to toramerch.printavo.com/merch/dietiredband. That's toramerch.printavo.com/merch/dietiredband.
Suit up, stand strong.
Remember, we're unduckable together.
You're built tougher than the storm.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.